Welcome everyone to the very first episode of What's New this week on Construction Week in Middle East. My name is Mina, Vucic, your host of the series, where I'll be giving you the latest news the construction industry has to offer. And now, let's see what the region has prepared for us today. King Salman Park begins construction on its 500,000 meter squared Royal Arts complex. Adafsa signs contracts to construct 2 farms worth $84 million. Our reporter Julian Telenito makes a site visit to Citizen School in Dubai, the first ever educational institution to accept cryptocurrency as a payment method in the Middle East. The King Salman Park Foundation announced the commencement of construction of the park's Royal Arts complex, spanning more than 500,000 meters squared. Providing visitors with one-of-a-kind experiences, the complex will be the center of Riyadh's art and culture scene, contributing to the creation of a rich and varied cultural legacy. The development of King Salman Park supports the realization of Saudi Vision 2030 and aims for the quality of life pillar. The park will become a landmark for recreation and well-being, a champion for sustainable, healthy environments, and a driving force against the effects of climate change. The Abu Dhabi Agriculture and Food Safety Authority, Adafsa, has signed 2 Musataha contracts with 2 local private sector companies to build and operate 2 farms, one in Al Ain and the other in Abu Dhabi, with a total value of around $84 million. This farm supports the aspirations of Abu Dhabi Agriculture and Food and Safety Authority to implement modern farming systems and diversify agricultural production in controlled environments, as well as the food security systems in terms of agricultural production and manufacture. WSP Middle East reveals that Rob Cooling has rejoined the business following a successful tenure with Expo 2020 Dubai when he was Vice President of the Health, Safety, Quality, and Environment. Prior to this, Rob held several key roles within the WSP Middle East businesses between 2010 and 2017. As he enters his new role as Regional HEC Director, Rob is looking forward to developing WSP in the Middle East's strong industry reputation for implementing world-class health and safety practices, which positively impact clients, projects, and people. He added, "In my new role, I'm excited to support the various clients that we're working with across the region, particularly in Saudi Arabia, as well as build stakeholder relationships and support operations across our different markets and geographies." Moving towards our next section, What's New in Site Visits, I'll pass you on to our reporter Julian Telenito, who checked out the Citizen School in Dubai, the first ever educational institution to accept cryptocurrency as a payment method in the Middle East.
In this week's Construction Week site visit, we are at Citizen School, the first school in the Middle East to accept cryptocurrencies as a form of tuition fee payments. Having won the contract in June of 2019, the school is set to open its doors by September of this year. The project tender was issued by developers Al-Zaruni Emirates Investments, with Gauge Architects as the main designers and Intermas as the main contractors. The 43,000 square meter campus is set to be double the size of schools in its catchment area and also has a capacity to hold 2,600 students. It has a recreational area, a multi-purpose hall, a 6-lane swimming pool, as well as other facilities to enhance learning environments. Moreover, Citizen School is seeking to become an incubator for entrepreneurial ideas as well as children-led innovations. Their program and their approach has been thoughtfully curated to reshape learning, enabling students to thrive as citizens of the future. That is it for today's site visit. This was Julian Telenito reporting from Construction Week Middle East.
Thanks for that, Julian. A very innovative concept, I must say. Wish for a second to go back to high school. Now, moving on, Construction Week Middle East has successfully wrapped up the very first Dispute Resolution Question Time Conference in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The power-packed discussion was headlined by Peter Banathy, Regional Director at Trett, John Kevitt, Partner at HKA, and Paula Boast, Partner and Head of Construction at Charles Russell Speechlys. From the increased use of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms to expert determination and arbitration regulation in KSA, the discussion covered some of the most essential elements in the kingdom's dispute landscape. Now, let's take a look at the quick wrap-up of the event hosted at Riyadh Marriott Hotel. How is the construction sector supporting the kingdom's broader plan to diversify its economy?
Well, we see the construction development and the huge giga projects and also the government initiated programs as being the infrastructure that allows that diversification to take place, allows to build the foundations to allow other foreign investment and other opportunities into the region.
With more international stakeholders entering the Saudi construction market, obviously, what is that one thing they should be more, let's say, mindful of when it comes to working on contractual agreements?
I think if I had to pick one key arena, and that really came out of today's discussion, was have a look at those dispute resolution clauses. The kingdom is making great strides in moving away from its old focused Saudi courts, Saudi Board of Grievances existence. We now have opportunities for alternative dispute resolution and the use of arbitration, for example. But if the contracts don't say that in the dispute resolution clauses, then the parties are going to struggle. Now, international companies coming in are used to arbitration clauses. They're used to multi-tiered dispute resolution clauses. That is one thing they really need to focus on achieving in Saudi Arabia.
How is the construction sector here in Saudi supporting the kingdom's broader plan to diversify its economy?
I think massively, right across every sector, infrastructure, building, residential, obviously the increased work in the oil and gas sector, but I think the kingdom's seeing vast expansion and improvement across all sectors, and the local industry here, combined with international contractors and consultants and designers, are working together extremely hard, and there's a lot going on.
Finishing up today's episode, we move on to the highlight of the week, which we pick as the best quote, statistic, or milestone reached by an individual or a company. On board this week, we have Dubai's housing units approaching the 1 million mark by 2030, beating analyst estimates. Currently, more than 740,000 residential units are completed and over 50,000 are under development in Dubai. Analysts estimate that the city needs an average of 550,000 additional residential units to meet the projected 5.4 million population by 2040. Signing off, I'm sending you off to our editor-in-chief, Ranju Warrior, who will tell you the latest updates you need to know about the June Power 100 issue. My name is Mina, Vucic, multimedia reporter, and thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and comment your thoughts on today's episode, as well as subscribe to our website to view the content in more detail. See you next week with more industry updates.
June is the biggest month for the Construction Week Middle East team. It is the time and it is the month when we release the Power 100 list. Each year we rank the most influential people in the construction sector starting from ranks 1 to 100. And we also talk about their impact in their respective companies as well as the construction industry. But this year it's different. This year we are bringing to you the Power 100 list divided into 6 subcategories. Starting with 30 contractors, we move on with 20 developers, 15 consultants, 15 subcontractors, 10 architects and designers, and finally 10 lawyers who collectively make the Power 100 list. This year, the criteria has been predetermined by the editorial team of Construction Week Middle East, and I would love for you all to stay tuned to our social media channels and our website to find out more about the upcoming criteria for the Power 100 list. Make sure that you also subscribe to our magazines to get a copy of the Power 100 issue.